We'll get going. Mitch.
Cuonzo, I know you told us the other day that you wanted X to, look to score.
It's downhill. The biggest key and part of our game plan is have to get downhill, get in the paint, make plays. And X is effective when he's going north and south and attacking. When he's east and west, just moving the ball side to side, he's not a server, he's not aggressive. We need him a downhill making plays. And he was good. But more than that, I thought it was one of his better defensive efforts, man. He took pride in defending, working hard. And I think I don't think in the past he's been as committed defensively. I thought he took a tremendous amount of pride embracing the challenge defensively. And that kind of set the tone for us. And then offensively, he played well. It set another tone. And other guys made plays.
Dave?
Cuonzo, going into this one, what did you guys want to do defensively, and how do you explain all those steals early on? What was working for you?
Well, again, you have to give all the credit to Tennessee beating us at our place. They won the game. But that wasn't us as a team, and our guys knew that. And it was a hard pill for me to swallow, just on a toughness standpoint. You're going to lose some games. We allowed them to move the ball. Everything you can think of, they did it. And it was just practice for them. And our guys saw that. They understand that. And we set a tone, getting in the passing lanes, being aggressive. If they were going to beat us, they were going to beat us playing the way we wanted to dictate tempo, aggressive, get in their face, making them make plays, catching the ball out, and then trying to make one-on-one plays. And I thought our guys did a great job embracing that challenge because they have a lot of guys that can make plays off the dribble.
Ben Fredrickson.
Coach, kind of body of work. I know you're not going to sweat the rankings too much, but in terms of quad one wins, you guys have, I think, as many as anybody in the country but Gonzaga right now. Kind of big picture here, what do you think this says about your team's ceiling and what you guys can do when you're playing the way that you know you can play?
I think the biggest key is just if we take care of the ball, then we're as good as anybody. I think that's the big thing. And we're starting to make our threes. If you're able to make consistent threes, and we don't need to shoot a lot of them, but if you're able to make consistent threes, especially the way Tilly's playing, he didn't score a lot, but we knew how they would defend him. Doubles coming all over the place, and other guys made plays. But we take care of the basketball. We make consistent threes, and we defend how we normally defend. I like our chances against anybody. And then you're talking quad wins. Like I said to our guys, top 10 team won the game today. And I truly feel that because I've watched these rankings and I don't get consumed with it. And all of a sudden you got a team that jump and win this game, win that game. And all of a sudden, I'll see how we jump. I'll see how we jump. I just think if you're going to do your job, do it the right way. And we've earned it against the top 10 team in a tough environment. We won the basketball game. And it's my fight for our players from that standpoint because they earned it. And they've come a long way. They put the time into it, put the work into it. So hopefully people do the right things and recognize the work we've put in.
Gabe?
You mentioned Jeremiah didn't score a lot, but what did you think of his game defensively? I mean, Fulkerson was almost no factor until mid-second half.
Well, it's just Fulkerson is a talented player, but it's amazing how the mind, the strength of the mind or lack thereof, or what you tell yourself. And I just simply said to Jeremiah, I want you to think about something, Jeremiah. And I said it to all big guys. Fulkerson is a good player. He's a fifth-year senior. I said, but Jeremiah, you 260 pounds. Fulkerson is 215, maybe 220 pounds. Just think that for a minute. I said, you have to dominate the game. Whether you score on the ball, you have to put so much pressure on him physically that eventually he gives in and other stuff happens. And I think it's just that simple because sometimes people come in a reputation, and if you respect that reputation, you can fall short. But I think Jeremiah really understood, man. I'm just as strong as anybody in this league, man. Made plays in the process. The one thing we've been looking for a long time for those other guys to get offensive rebounds. And I thought Kobe, Mitch, and Javon got timely rebounds because of the work Tillman was putting in.
Eric?
Cuonzo, I'm not sure you can score 18 points quietly, but it seems like Drew kind of did that in this game. What did you see from his game that allowed you guys to win this?
He's been at his best the last, I guess, A&M. Was A&M starting in South Carolina. He's been at a high level because his production, again, and I said all the time, like a Jonte Porter, those guys perform on both ends of the floor. And that's his gauge. He's doing a great job defending, shutting guys down, and he's scoring the ball. But the biggest thing offensively, he just shot ready. For whatever reason, I don't know why he wasn't ready to shoot the ball in those past games. Like he was looking to pass the ball. It's like, man, we need you to score the ball. So that's the only the adjustment. It's not as if we had a sit down meeting or anything. Just, man, you got to be ready to shoot the ball and score. And defensively does what he does.
Colin.
Hey, Cuonzo, there was a period there under the 10-minute mark. Tennessee started taking better care of the ball, and then they hit 4 out of 5 threes, something like that. What sort of adjustments did you make to your coverages and how you guys were defending the three-point line, if any?
Or stick to it. You know, again, it's a good team, so something's going to give. We just knew what we weren't giving up. And if some of those guys that made threes, okay, they'll make that three, but stay consistent with what we're doing, and we'll play the percentages. Because when you get to this point, you're talking top 15, top 10, top 5, something has to give at some point. And we just stayed sound in our game plan. We carried it out.
Sweeten.
Because I believe you kept saying that that first Tennessee game, they were just more tough than you guys. From a toughness perspective tonight, just how did you feel about your team? Just, rebounding, defense, all those things,
good.
kind of going to it.
Good. That was, again, like I say to our guys, I don't need to look at the scoreboard to see how we play. I know how we play. I didn't have to look up. I knew how we play. We set a tone. We were physical. We were aggressive. We played the way we played, and that's the result of it. And again, like I said, that game there that's one to keep on file. Hopefully you never have to utilize it again, but you keep it on file just to remember.
Jack.
Cuonzo, a couple times this season, X has followed a really high-scoring game with a game that wasn't quite as productive. What's going to be your message to him in the next couple of days to try and keep this up?
I don't necessarily think he'll keep up to 27 points. He scored the ball. He's aggressive. My thing is him going north and south, attacking that rim and making plays. And when he's doing that, then other guys are involved. But again, if he's on the perimeter and he's passive, then he's not as aggressive and he's not as effective. And in the process, it hurts us as a team. So I just want him to be aggressive, whether it's 2 points or 20 points. He knows the things that I demand of him, but it's not necessarily 27 points. If he scores it, great. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But he got to defend, rebound. He got to play hard all the time.
Joel.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Kobe Brown earlier and some of the guys around Tilly that were able to make plays down the stretch. Can you expand on Kobe Brown and kind of the loose balls he was able to corral, some of the rebounds down the stretch?
He was just tough. He was tough. And I just challenged Kobe and Mitch at the half. Like, man, you guys got to bring it to the table, man. They got 2 and 3 guys hovering around Tillman. We need some of those offensive rebounds on the backside. Then we need you guys to be elite defensively and do your job, because I thought Pons was, having his way a little bit, driving the ball, getting the put back here. And we need to stop that. And both of those guys embraced the challenge, and they played well in the second half, in my opinion.
Mason.
Hey, Coach. So team only had 11 turnovers tonight after having over 20 last time out against Tennessee. What adjustments were made between last game and this game to almost cut the turnover total in half?
Man, we could have 20 the next game. So we work a lot on, jump stops, bounce passing, feeding the pass, behind your pass, all kind of passing drills. And like I said, it could be 18 the next game. And I just say to our guys, man, we exert too much energy, because it's almost like we got to make up for it just to get that turnover back. And but like I said to the guys, imagine the team you could be if you take care of the ball.
Karen.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations. How are you?
Sensation.
Yes, you are. That was a great game. Thanks for so much fun.
Thank you.
I was impressed with Xavier Pinson talking on the SEC network. And one of the things he basically said to them was he was tired of the last couple of years. He was tired of the losing. This year, there was kind of a mission here, and everybody coming together and playing the way they can. There's something much bigger going on. Is that something you've built in them, or you see they're believing in that? Because they are playing great and they're establishing some things and making a name for themselves this year.
Well, I think, part of the losing was, one, we weren't good enough. We didn't have enough. And then you're talking major injuries. So I think that was part of it. It wasn't like we just threw in the towel in games and we were horrible. I mean, maybe you guys think so, but I think we just didn't have enough, especially with major injuries. But I think we're healthy. We're as good as anybody because we're healthy. We have enough. So every game we go into, we feel like we got a chance to win the game. And I think when you're at this level, you have to be good enough. You don't necessarily think you need NBA guys and all that, but you got to be good enough to compete at this level with good basketball players, and we are that. And I just think for our guys, it's just they've gotten older. They understand what it takes. You embrace what it takes to win and be successful, because sometimes that's uncomfortable because you have to get out of the comfort zone to get where you're trying to go. And you have to be able to embrace the tough stuff. When coach is saying you're not playing hard enough, you got to get tough. You got to get strong. All those things. You got to work more on your shot. You got to get in the gym. All that stuff that's not normal, that you don't like to do. It's uncomfortable. You're trying to be a good team. This is what we have to do. And then you have to be consumed with it. And I think our guys are consumed with being successful. More than that, they have a true appreciation for each other. They enjoy being around each other. And I can truly say, I'm not saying it just because of cliche stuff and people say family and all that. They really value each other. They're not afraid to ruffle each other's feathers in the right way when it comes to challenging and getting better. And that's a good sign. But that's what we try to do more than anything as a staff, to foster an environment of good relationships. Don't take it personal. Everything we say stays in house, and we deal with it as a family.
Got time for 2 more so we can get the players.
Thank you.
Clients.
Coach, you're right at the beginning here of arguably the biggest stretch of the season. When you look at offensive efficiency of, you got Auburn coming up and Alabama coming up. Just how important was the confidence for this win right here?
I don't necessarily think we lack confidence, because we know how we win a game. We know how we win. So don't get consumed if shots fall or not, because that'll be nice. They won't fall. But you got to defend, rebound. You got to play hard. You got to carry out assignments. But it's good to see the 3-ball go down, because I know the guys put so much time into it. And I knew if we're able to knock the 3-ball down and take care of basketball, I think that takes us to another level as a team.
My last question, Gustavo.
Coach, congratulations of the win. How's the difference of you see from that team that faced Tennessee and lost at home to tonight's team that got the win on the road?
Again, I just thought we were bad. I mean, we in all areas there was nothing. We try to make a run, a spurt here and there. But in all areas they were the better team. They set a tone. They were aggressive. Anything you could think of, they were the better team. And that was one of those games. Let's get this thing over as fast as we can. Kind of like the AAU, just run the clock after 20 points. Just run. Let's get out of here and move forward. And I think our guys embraced the fact that we didn't play well. They were the better team, but we know who we are, and we showed that tonight against a very talented team.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.